Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a working jazz drummer? On a recent gig, I was given a chart on the day of a performance. No rehearsal and no explanation. In this video, I'm going to break down that chart and show you exactly how to approach these real-world situations so you'll be ready when the time comes. If you're new to this channel, I'm a professional jazz drummer based out of Kansas City. I'm also a private teacher who has helped many students develop a very high level of playing on the instrument, including my student Zach Forsyth, who also became a professional jazz drummer and toured China with trumpeter Lee Sachuan. Okay, so here's the chart that I was emailed on the day of the gig. The first thing that you'll notice is that it isn't a drum chart. In small group jazz, like a trio or quartet situation, there's almost never an actual drum chart. Instead, you're given a lead sheet, which is a piece of music containing the melody and the chords for the song. By the way, if you're looking to get your drum chart reading together, I've got something that'll really help you with that. I've got a drum chart reading exercise that I'd like to send you absolutely free. This was given to me many years ago at a jazz camp, and it's the best jazz chart reading exercise I've ever seen. Just follow the link in the video or in the notes below to get a free copy. Okay, notice also that there is no indication here of the style of music. It doesn't say that it's a swing tune, a Latin tune, or funk tune, for instance. Just looking at this chart, there's no way to actually know for sure, and again, this is kind of typical. Generally, if there's nothing written, we can assume the style is straight ahead, otherwise known as swing style. But you really need to know that before you perform the tune with a band. In this particular situation, I was actually sent a link to listen to a group playing the song. But if I wasn't given any kind of a reference track to listen to, that's the first question that I would ask the band leader. I would clarify what style the music is, so at least I had some idea of what type of groove I was going to play. Next, I try to figure out the form of the song. Here's why that's important. I hear many jazz drumming teachers say that the key to not getting lost on a song during your solo is to know the melody, to memorize the melody. And then they teach you to sing that tune in your head as you play your solo. That's a great idea, and it is ideal. However, in the real world of jazz drumming, many times that just isn't possible. Most musicians, myself included, aren't that fast at memorizing a melody. It takes a while, and I was given this chart and expected to perform that tune the same day. I knew that I might be expected to solo on this tune immediately. So if I had to do that today, that's not enough time to learn the melody. That's why it's important to understand song forms and be able to recognize them. If you know the form to a song, you can solo over it immediately without having to memorize the melody. So if we look at this chart, we have an 8-measure phrase at the beginning of the song, and then it repeats. That's very typical in an AABA 32-measure song form. Those two 8-measure phrases are the first two A phrases of the form. Notice the notes of the melody are the same both times, and so are the chords. Then what happens? The melody changes, and so do the chords. And this is the B phrase of the 32-measure form. Then what happens? The same phrase is played again that was played at the beginning along with those same chords. And that completes the AABA 32-measure song form. So when it's my time to solo, I'll play two 8-measure phrases that are both kind of similar to each other. Then I'll play a distinctly different 8-measure phrase for the B section. I'll then play something again similar to what I played for those first two A sections for the last A section. And again, this way I don't necessarily have to memorize the melody to play a solo. Other things to look for in a chart include an intro and an outro or ending section. This particular chart doesn't have an intro. It starts right on the 32-bar form. It does have an outro or coda section. Notice on the third line from the end, it says DS al coda. That means go back to the dal segno sign, the one at the beginning that looks like an S. Then play to the coda sign, which is in the middle of the third line from the bottom. You then jump from this coda and play to the end. The important thing to understand here, though, is that you don't take that coda until the end of the song, after all the solos. That's the last time through the song form. Notice also the retard played at the end. It's indicated as RIT. And in case you didn't know what this means, it means to gradually slow down. One more thing I'd like to add here is about the style of this chart, the way you actually play it. The recording I was given of this song was incredibly fast. Your main job as you play through the tune with the band, also called the head, is to keep time, give them a smooth ride, but also accenting certain written notes and sometimes playing little fills around those notes helps really keep the band together. You don't want to or need to play all the written notes. In fact, that would be excessive. It really wouldn't fit the style. Because again, your main job is to play a groove that the other musicians can play along with. But accenting the offbeats and prepping those can be especially effective. I'm going to play through the chart, just the 32 measure form, somewhat slowly. Pay close attention to which notes I accent. So that's how you approach jazz chart reading in the real world, at least in these circumstances. Again, if you're looking to get your drum chart reading together, I've got a fantastic exercise for that I'd like to send you absolutely free. Just follow the link in the video or in the comments below. Please comment below and tell me who one of your favorite drummers is. I'll start. One of mine is Steve Gadd. Who's one of yours? Or maybe you'd just like to comment, helpful. That would also be really awesome. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for new drum videos every week. Thank you for watching, and I've got another video about chart reading that I know will also really help you. Please watch that next, and we'll see you next time.